Hello friends, again today I am before you with the model answer of yesterday's case study. If you remember, yesterday we gave a case study pertaining to some illegal surveillance during elections. So now let us see what was that case study and what can be the model answer of that in about 250 words. See, the case study read like this. During election duty, you are asked to monitor opposition party movements under the guise of intelligence. What ethical boundaries do you draw? Now, this is case study. So, what can be the answer? So, let us now try to apply Kitter's paradigm, Potter box model, and see what are the various ethical, constitutional, or legal issues involved, and what are the ethical theories which support some kinds of course of action, and what can be the course of action which can be taken by a bureaucrat or a police officer or a concerned election officer, whosoever is dealing with this case. Now, in this case, because wherever, see, in case studies, wherever constitutional issues are raised, we have to definitely quote the articles of Constitution. And once you start quoting articles of Constitution, you should also remember that some Supreme Court cases are also, I mean, they also will become very relevant to that. So that also needs to be quoted if you remember, and you should remember because, I mean, articles of the Constitution, along with relevant Supreme Court cases, along with ethical theories and ethical thinkers' viewpoints, also needs to be quoted and included in the case study. So this is very critical. Wherever legal and constitutional issues are there, we need to do that. So now let us see what can be the answer. Now, what is the ethical and constitutional issues involved in this? First is breach of political neutrality. See, civil service conduct rules itself says civil servants must remain politically impartial, especially during elections. So this is the rule 5 of Central Civil Services Conduct Rules, which actually governs the central services, all central services. So civil servants must remain politically impartial, especially during election. Now, what is the second issue involved? Misuse of state machinery. Now, deploying official resources for partisan surveillance undermines Article 14, that is equality before law, and also the model code of conduct. Model code of conduct, as you know, is proclaimed by Election Commission of India, and that has to be followed by all political parties as well as all other officers and election machinery involved in elections. Now, third is violation of free and fair elections. Now, Article 324 of Constitution, uh, this interests Election Commission of India for ensuring impartial conduct of election. So this also is being violated if uh, 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 opposition party movements are being tracked in the guise of intelligence. Now, what is the next point? Constitutional morality at stake. Now, this is very important because this is ethics paper, so we have to mention this, that constitutional morality is also negated by this action, as held in government of NCT Delhi versus Union of India. Now, this is again Supreme Court case we are quoting here. Civil servants must act with non-partisanship and accountability. So this is again important. So previous articles also of the Constitution, they also reflect what is the constitutional morality. And this court case also ensures that or says that civil servants have to act with non-partisanship and accountability. Now, what are the relevant Supreme Court precedents? Let us see that. TN Session versus Union of India, this is a case of 1995, affirmed that ECI's autonomy, Election Commission of India's autonomy to prevent political misuse of administrative machinery. So this is one case we are quoting which Supreme Court judgment prohibits the misuse of misuse of administrative machinery for political purposes. Then another case, Manoj Narula versus Union of India. This case also emphasized constitutional morality and ethical governance. Then third case which we are quoting, SC Advocates on Record Association versus Union of India, 2016, reinforced the need for institutional independence and ethical functioning of ECI. So what I want to say is, along with various ethical theories, along with various constitutional provisions, you have to quote the relevant Supreme Court cases also, which prescribe some course of action which you can legally and ethically defend in subsequent paras. Now, what are the ethical theories or ethical frameworks which are relevant as far as this case study is concerned? Let us see that. Now, Kantian deontology, duty-based ethics, actions must follow duty and principle, not convenience or fear. So this is what Immanuel Kant says, and this is very important as far as this case study is concerned. Now, another is virtue ethics. Now, virtue ethics is derives from Aristotle. Values like integrity, courage, and fairness must guide conduct. So this is what virtue ethics is saying. Then Rawls, justice and fairness. All political actors deserve equal opportunity and treatment. So this is what whatever Constitution says, Indian Constitution, that also again affirmed by Rawls' principle of justice or theory of justice as fairness. Now, what will be the course of action which bureaucrat or the concerned civil servant will take based on all these constitutional provisions, Supreme Court cases, and ethical theories? Let us see. Now, first is reject verbal orders, politely request written instructions, non-documented directives lack legitimacy. Now, this often happens in government. So here it's very, very critical issue. So definitely oral orders should not be abided by, and accordingly, written order should be requested. However, in rejecting also, you have to be very polite and you have to very systematically you have to do that. Now, second is escalate appropriately. Inform chief electoral officer of the state. You are if a junior officer, then you have to inform the chief electoral officer of the state and also to Election Commission of India that there is attempt to politicize administration. So this is the case. You have to inform them, escalate properly so that from their side also they will take some action. Ensure equal access. Uphold fairness in rally permission, security, and logistics for all parties. You cannot differentiate between opposition party and ruling party. You have to be fair, because basically in a election commission or the concerned officer, you are a referee. You cannot side with any party. So that's what it means by that. Ensure equal access. Then document everything. Maintain records to protect institutional accountability and personal integrity. This is again very important, because if you have documented, if you have video recorded, if you have all kinds of documents available with you, you can subsequently also you can defend yourself whenever any issue comes like this. Now, what will be the conclusion? Now, primary allegiance of a civil servant is to constitution, not to a political party or political pressure. Misusing state machinery for partisan surveillance corrodes democratic foundations. A civil servant must act as a neutral guardian of electoral integrity, upholding Article 324 in both letter and spirit. Ethical courage is not defiance; it is duty. So this sentence is very important, and this is an ethically loaded sentence, and this is good ending actually, which I keep on telling. It has to be meaningful ending. It has to be futuristic. It has to be positive ending. So ethical courage is not a defiance; it is a duty of the civil servant. So now this completes the answer of yesterday's case study. Now let us see what will be the question which we will be answering tomorrow. Now this is the question. Describe Goldman's 5 components of emotional intelligence. Illustrate how each can be applied in public service. As you might have remembered, now since last 2-3 days, we are dealing with emotional intelligence. So actually, the questions also which I have selected, probable questions, is basically chapter wise. So you will have some relations, and you will, while preparation also, it will be useful for you to prepare. So accordingly, you will be seeing the related questions, because all these questions, 3-4 questions will be from the same chapter. So accordingly, next chapter we will take attitude, aptitude, and accordingly we will keep on taking these questions from different chapters, and accordingly you will find some linkage also. But case studies definitely we will be taking not chapter wise, because case studies a case study may have several ethical theories application in that. So definitely, it cannot be taken chapter wise, because then it will become very simple kind of thing. So we will try to take probable complex case studies in which various ethical theories will be applied. However, the theoretical questions we will try to take chapter wise. So accordingly, you will file. So today's question, again, I will read: describe Goldman's 5 components of emotional intelligence. Illustrate how each can be applied in public service. Now, this question is to be answered in 150 words. We will be giving model answer tomorrow. And I hope that whatever model answers I am giving are useful to you. If you have any suggestion, you can definitely comment in my comment box so that I can, if required, I can improve upon or I can add certain things if you want. So thanks a lot for watching today's video. Tomorrow again we will meet with the model answer for the of the question which we have given today. So thank you one and all.